D. Hey, I got them right. I can hear you. Yeah, gets a little noisy, might be hard. I can understand what they're saying now. Yep, we're ready whenever.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
NK Telco Sports welcomes you to our coverage of college basketball, where Mount Union Purple Raiders will take on the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears. Today's game brought to you by the following sponsors: First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco bring you today's game from Ohio Northern University. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me this afternoon, Rich Bensman. We've got Ohio Northern University and Mount Union. The Purple Raiders come in here nationally ranked and a preseason favorite with John Carroll, a very experienced and explosive group of players for the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, they're good. A lot of athletic players. They're gonna want to get up and down the floor a little bit. A little one-on-one, two-on-two basketball. Want to get some quick shots. Probably. Conversely, with Ohio Northern, they're gonna want to run that motion offense that they run. Try to change the floor a little bit, go side to side, and kind of shorten the game.
And for Ohio Northern, talked about them before the game, a very young squad.
Yeah.
They've got 6 freshmen that'll play prominently for the Polar Bears, so it's a challenge for the Polar Bears as they face a very experienced basketball team.
Yeah, it's tough to play freshmen in the OAC. You know, they lost 5 seniors last year, and those 5 seniors, kind of ironically, 4 of those 5 as freshmen had to play, and some of those started, and it's hard enough alone in the OAC from top to bottom. And when you got to play some freshmen, it's always kind of an eye-opener for them.
And then when you take a look at a young squad like that, and you look at Mount Union, a team that's averaging 87.9 points per game, coming into today's play.
Yeah, Coach Fuline's going to want to get it up and down, and that's one of the things they want to do. They're going to want to probably pressure Ohio Northern so they can't just change the floor and go side to side and try to shorten the game, in which that's kind of the style. Really contrasting styles here today.
As we look at the two teams, Mount Union comes in today 6-1 on the season, 1-1 in OAC play. And when you take a look at Mount Union's record, there's one game that pops off the page. Of course, it's the loss.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here shortly after the national anthem.
And we'll have our national anthem here very shortly here at Ohio Northern University. Officials for tonight's game, Justin Hayes, Nick Meschberger, and Don Curtis. And now, on NK Telco Sports, our national anthem. Say we're just moments away from our opening tip-off here at Ohio Northern. Now our starting lineups. For the Mount Union Purple Raiders, number 1, Corey Hudson out of Pickerington High School. Number 2, Colin Gurley out of Akron Hoban. And number 13, Daryl Newsom, a 6'3" guard out of Twinsburg. And number 22, Christian Parker. Number 22 out of Glen Oak, and number 24, Caleb Lorich out of Copley High School. They'll turn the house lights down and introduce the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears. Thanks for joining us here on NK Telco Sports. Out of Ottoville High School, Will Miller. And number 4, Blake Michael, a 6'3" junior out of St. Joe Central Catholic. And number 15 out of Westerville North, Carter Reese, a 6'3" freshman. And from Westerville South, Jotty Cunningham Jr., another freshman, number 21. And number 34, Caden Jacoby out of Pettisville. So it's Miller, Michael, Reese, Cunningham, and Jacoby for Ohio Northern. Now let's move on to our Keys to the Game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza this afternoon. First for the visiting Mount Union Purple Raiders.
Mount Union's, they're going to come out, Dave, and they're going to want to play pressure a little bit, get in the passing lanes, try to get up and down the floor a little bit. They're very big, they're very fast, they're very physical, so they're going to want to play an up-tempo game. They about an 87.9 points per game. Conversely, on the other side, Ohio Northern's going to want to have ball security, and they're going to run some offense. They're going to want to shorten the game. They're going to go change the floor side to side a little bit. They're going to have to take away Mount Union's transition because they can really get out and go. And then they got to rebound a basketball. They got to block out. Mount Union's got some athletes that are going to go to the boards.
And those are our Keys to the Game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. And we're underway here at Ohio Northern. Mount Union with the basketball. Jump shot out front by Christian Parker. Parker, a all OAC player of the year a year ago, preseason All-American choice.
Yeah, he had a really good Final Four.
Cunningham with the basketball.
Yeah, we see Ohio Northern changing the floor a couple times already, 2 or 3 changes of the floor. Going to be very patient and deliberate. We'll probably want to get a better shot than that.
Here come the Purple Raiders. Hudson back over to the left side, and Gurley out front. Lorich, she'll take the 3. Shot no good. And let's see who the foul is on. It's going to go on Blake Michael. That'll be his first.
Blake does a great job of rebounding the basketball. He did a great job in high school. He gets to the boards. He rebounds the ball well.
Mount Union will toss it in.
Little screen the screener there, a little cross screen.
Christian Parker off the glass. And quickly, Mount Union has a 4-0 lead. They'll work the perimeter with the basketball. Miller. Out front is Will Miller. Shot no good. Rebound shot up, goes out of bounds, and Ohio Northern will maintain the basketball.
So just as I said, Blake Michael really likes to get to the boards. He's going to be someone that Mount Union's going to want to put a body on and block out.
Inbounds pass. Comes into Jacoby. They'll go down low. Reese, turnaround, left-handed shot. Nice shot, Rich.
Yeah, that was a little flex cut out of bounds. That was really nice.
And Ohio Northern's on the scoreboard. 4-2 our score. First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
Good job. Good active hands there by Will Miller. Will's deceptively quick, and especially offensively, he's got a great first step.
Nice move inside. Shot doesn't go. Rebound shot by Lorich. No good. Here come the Polar Bears. Cunningham out front. Back over to Michael. Left side and Miller.
Trying to go inside out here.
Jacoby wants to go inside. Turnaround jumper on Lorich. He'll pass it up court to Parker. Up and in.
I was really impressed, though, with Jacoby. He was really patient with the basketball. He was looking to see who was open on the perimeter.
6-2 our score. Cunningham out front with the basketball. He'll go into the lane. Picked up there. Back over to Miller on the baseline. Outside 3, no good by Michael.
Really good drive and kick, though.
Up court quick. There's Parker. And Ohio Northern will take the timeout. All timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here and remind you this afternoon's game brought to you by First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. Additional sponsors, Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwiedemann, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Securicom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. I'll bring you today's game between Ohio Northern and Mount Union from Ada. Observations in the first few minutes of play.
Well, just kind of what we talked about with the keys of the game. Mount Union wants to get it up to 4. That's why Coach Young talked about timeout. It was too easy of a transition. And again, Ohio Northern's being really patient, really deliberate with the basketball, making Mount Union sit down and guard a little bit. That's going to shorten the game.
Substitute for Ohio Northern as Hayden Hansen will come into the lineup for the first time. First sub for the Polar Bears at the 16:59 mark.
Yeah, it's when you have to guard a motion like that. Brooks Miller did it out of trying, and a lot of teams aren't used to doing that anymore. So you get the legs late in the shot clock. that's a little tougher sometimes to guard.
Mount Union foul number 13.
A lot of basketball now is, you got a lot of ball screens, you got a lot of one-on-one, two-on-two action, isolation. So, motion is something, again, Brooks Miller did a great job at trying with it, and you had to prepare for that.
Reese with the basketball for the Polar Bears, goes into the lane, tries to dump it off to Hansen, ball taken away. That's going to be Hudson with the basketball. Down the lane on Hansen, tries to go in the lane, pull-up jumper. Shot doesn't go. Cunningham with the rebound. Inside the lane he goes.
Very good drive, very good patience. Little hesitation move, and then he took a good, strong drive to the basket.
Beautiful move by Cunningham. 8-4 our score. They try to go inside, throw it away. That'll be a Mount Union turnover.
Yeah, good physical defense by Hansen. I like to see that three-quarter front, that really work hard. Try to get that, they try to get that lob, and you had a little too much on it.
8-4 our score on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. First half of basketball, we're coming up on the 16-minute mark. Cunningham out front. Back over to Reese. Reese will shoot the three. Pops in and out.
That was a
rebound.
Yeah, that was a very good look. They made a little flex cut and a little flare screen by Reese. So that's a good shot for him.
Inside goes Hudson. He'll get it back out to Newsom. Long range shot, no good. And Hansen with the number 34 with the rebound. Caden Jacoby.
Nice low curl cut by Carter.
Miller puts it off the edge of the backboard. Hansen with a follow-up.
I told you, Will Miller's deceptively quick with that first drive.
Inside the lane goes Gurley. Running right-hander is good. And Mount Union's lead is at 6, 10-4. Cunningham across the timeline. Looks like Mount Union and Ohio Northern both will make their first wave of substitutes. First serious wave of substitutes, I should say. Mason Studer into the lineup. And also Carson Conley. And Blake Michael will return to the lineup for Ohio Northern.
Mason Studer's out of Colonel Crawford. He's the all-time assist leader there. Actually was at the game when he broke that.
Turnaround jumper no good by Dante Collier. Outside jumper from behind the arc, just a little bit short. Rebound up and in by Hayden Hansen.
That's a great job crashing the offensive glass by Hayden.
Mount Union with the basketball, shot clock at 20 seconds. Handling the basketball, Marcus Steele, number 4, one of the newcomers to the lineup.
Very good help by Carson Conley. He does a good job with that. They were trying to get that lob, and Carson was really muddying up down on the block.
On the baseline, they'll kick it back out. Steal by Mason Studer as the shot clock was counting down. Long range jumper shot no good by Michael. And we're going to have a timeout here shortly.
The last couple trips, we really got good looks at the basket. Ohio Northern got really good looks.
So they got a break in the action. Timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. We'll take a break. 13:45 to go, first half action. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Media timeout here at Ohio Northern. Polar Bears with a 4-point deficit, 10-6. Mount Union with the lead, and observations so far in the first 6+ minutes of play.
Well, I'll tell you what, that timeout that Coach Young got when Mount Union got that breakaway transition, that was a great timeout. I think since then, I think the game, the pace of the game is kind of going the way Ohio Northern kind of would want it. It also looks like Ohio Northern kind of has settled down a little bit. They look a little bit more comfortable out there. I think they came out maybe a little bit, you could see they might have had a little bit of nerves going there. I think they're settled down now a little bit, and they're starting to get more confidence.
And there's plenty of basketball to be played as the clock starts to count down, as it's 13:40 to go here in our first half. Mount Union with the basketball as Parker will have it. Christian Parker, 6'6" senior, inside Newsom. Daryl Newsom off the glass.
Yeah,
nice play by Newsom.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a head turner there on defense, but it was a great Laker cut.
Let's see what Ohio Northern can do on offense. Miller inside as pass goes to number 5, Carson Conley. He'll draw the foul.
Yeah, it was a great cut. It was a really strong shot to the basket, too. He had a great senior year at Licking Valley High School.
So Carson Conley will step to the free throw line, averaging 4.1 points per game here in the young season. Ohio Northern 3-4 overall, 0-2 in league play.
The Bears, number 15, Carter Reese. Conley has one more shot.
Carson's doing a good job defensively also with the help side defense. They're trying to get that lob, Mount Union is. And he's doing a great job of kind of crowding the floor with that help side defense so they can't get that lob.
Here comes Parker up court. He'll get it back over to Marcus Steele out front as we go under 13 to play in the half. Steele into the lane, 15-footer, shot no good. Ball tipped back out long, and it comes right back to Steele.
We've got a really good hard seal on them. They're very athletic, so they can jump and try to kick.
Parker with the jumper, no good. It's Studer with the rebound. Reese, down low it goes. Conley back out to Hansen. Back over to Studer. 3-point shot, no good as Conley's shot goes long.
And once again, there's Blake Michael on the offensive boards.
Graham inside, shot no good. Reese clears it for the Polar Bears. He's going to go inside. Nice move.
That was a great
shot. What a play by Carter Reese.
Yeah, that was great body control, good hesitation. He was really under control on that shot.
And it's 12-9. High Northern down by 3. Steele, turnaround jumper. He'll connect.
Just kind of what I talked about in some of the pregame. Ohio Northern's going to come down. They've changed the floor a few times, run that motion offense. And Mount Union's going to get a quick shot with some of their talent and their athletes.
That is the Polar Bears, number 34, King Jacoby.
Hey, motion down, motion down, motion down.
Marcus Steele will bring it up court. Walks it up court. Clock coming up on 11:20.
Good, Marcus.
Into the lane, Marcus Steele, and nice inside move by Steele.
Yeah, he used a little bit of the pressure screen there a little bit and got a nice drive to the basket.
Carter Reese out front. He'll handle the basketball, looks inside. Back over to the right side, and Studer.
They're really pushing Jacoby off the block. They don't want to get a low block touch.
Rebound. Comes down to Elijah Farrington into the lineup for Mount Union. They'll go to the corner, back out front, inside the lane, off the glass. Michael Scariotis.
Now that all started with the drive, baseline, the kick out, and then a quick pass to the top.
Blake Michael, number 4. Outside jumper. There it is. Mason Studer.
Nice look. Mason got a nice look there. Really confident, too, when he shot that basketball. They're really pushing Jacoby off the block. They don't want to get a low block touch with him. Mount Union's, I think that's one of the emphasis.
Out front, Marcus Steele. Now back over to Dante Collier inside off the glass.
Yeah, that's just a good, strong drive. He's very athletic.
That's something that Mount Union's been able to do here in the last several possessions.
Yeah. It's a good backdoor by Carson Conley.
Studer with it out front. Michael, nice feed inside. Carter Reese.
That was a really good job, real good patience. Got a nice little curl cut out of Carter Reese. That was good. This team's young. The more they start to play together and they run this motion, they're gonna know each other a little bit better.
Scariotis with the charge foul, and Northern has an opportunity to move a little bit closer.
With a motion offense like that, there's rules, so to speak, on who's making the screen, predicated on maybe where the ball is or where the player is. And once this team starts to get to know each other a little bit better, they're only going to get better. That's Ohio Northern.
Cunningham with the basketball now, gets it over to Reese. Reese works inside the lane, back out to Cunningham. Reese. Miller inside the lane. Here comes Cunningham. Cut off there, but that's going to be a turnover. Travel there by Ohio Northern. 20-14 our score. Mount Union with a 6-point lead here as we have 8:40 to go here. First half of basketball Saturday afternoon. Cunningham with the steal.
Very good active hands by Jotty.
Pull-up, jumper, shot doesn't go. Ball tipped out by Reese, but it comes down to Scariotis. Here comes Graham. He wants to go inside. It's going to stay with Mount Union.
Push up the floor on transition, then a little hesitation moving on the dribble drive.
Inbounds pass, Marcus Steele. Steele out of Sloan. Inside it goes, and Graham with the bucket.
They took away that backside, Ohio Northern did this time, but then they just kind of got caught kind of watching a little bit there when the ball came around to the front side.
Cunningham out front. He'll go to the right side. Carter Reese with it. Steele on him.
Good hard roll.
As Jacoby's shot doesn't fall.
And that was a good screen. That was a good roll to the basket by Jacoby. Like to see him finish that.
And we've got a travel there on Farrington. As returning to the lineup, number 2 is Colin Gurley, and number 1, Corey Hudson.
Gurley, and the Polar Bears, number 20, Hudson.
7 minutes, 43 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Polar Bears trail by 8 as Cunningham brings it across the timeline. Reese and Steele go at it on the left side. Comes back over to Hansen. Cunningham looking inside. Jacoby comes out. Over to the right side, it goes to Reese.
He's switching on that ball screen, Mount Union is.
Cunningham for 3. Shot doesn't go. Farrington with a flat-footed rebound.
Right down on the floor, the 3 separators for Ohio Northern, I think, can kind of separate offensively, create for their own is Will Miller, Jotty Cunningham, and Carter Reese.
Farrington will go out. And number 1, Corey Hudson, sophomore guard out of Pickerington, will handle the basketball for Mount Union. In the wing to Steele. Steele wants to, or rather Graham wants to go inside, and there it is. Nice pass.
Yeah, just a little screen and roll on the wing.
Lorich with the basket, Caleb Lorich. Cunningham out front.
Yeah, they're a lot of ball pressure on Cunningham when he gets basketball.
Studer will shoot the 3. Shot no good, and the rebound comes down to Colin Gurley. Averages 5.6 rebounds per game.
And Studer he'll know what to create off of that motion offense.
There's the tip. Lorich with the tip, but there's a whistle and a foul.
You know, being a point guard in high school, he understands the cutting and he understands the personnel that's on the basketball floor.
Say we have a timeout on the floor. 6:14 to go, first half. Our score, Mount Union 24, Ohio Northern 14. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Austin, I don't know if you can hear me, but Dave cannot hear me.
And I can't hear Austin either. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go here as you take a look at our First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Mount Union up 24-14. Taking a look at some numbers here. Mount Union 12 out of 20 from the field. Ohio Northern really only shooting 6 out of 22, and that's got to be a concern.
Yeah, and again, they've gotten some really good looks out of that motion offense.
As Corey Hudson will step to the free throw line.
He'll have 2 shots.
Ohio Northern only 1 out of 10 from behind the arc. And Mount Union, well, that stat will bear out. They've taken it inside quite a bit, only 0 for 2 from behind the arc. So they've gone inside for that 12 for 20.
Yeah, Mount Union's really been relying on their athleticism and their strength.
And Parker really has sat quite a few minutes here in the midsection of this first half. 12-point Mount Union lead. Cunningham with the basketball. Hudson will guard him. Comes out to Hansen. Cunningham's open. He'll shoot it. Ball goes long, and Hudson has the rebound. Up court he comes. Cunningham cuts him off, creates the turnover. And
great transition defense by Cunningham.
Blake Michael will come up with the basketball. Studer back over to Cunningham.
Ohio Northern's utilizing a lot of backdoor cuts and some basket cuts off of the screen, going high and then cutting low because of the Mount Union pressure.
There goes Blake Michael. Shot no good. Hansen with a rebound puts it up and in. Big basket by Hayden Hansen, the sophomore out of Cedarville. They'll go to the left side. Goes to Graham. Graham wants to put it on the floor. Taken away by Cunningham. See if Ohio Northern can get some momentum here. In the corner to Hansen. Back out to Blake Michael. Suter has it. Cunningham with the basketball. Picked up there by Graham. Blake Michael with it, top of the key. Right side, Studer for three. Shot no good.
They're right there. They're right there.
Just hit the back of the iron. Yeah. Cunningham inside, short jumper.
That was
nice
a great shot. Yeah. And he kind of did a great job with a little bit of a pass fake there for the block with, I believe, Jacoby. Actually, it was Hansen. So it was a great job with a drive. He kind of gave him a little hesitation, kind of pass, and then he got that nice floater.
Yeah, and Coach Uline takes the timeout, too.
Yeah.
26-18, all timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip.
If, again, I think just our shooting woes, good shooting can make up for a multitude of sins, a coach friend of mine used to say. And we're getting Ohio Northern's getting really pretty good looks. Hopefully they start to fall a little bit.
26-18 our score. Ohio Northern, as we said, at the last break, 6 out of 22 from the field, 1 out of 10 from behind the arc. Mountain Union, on the other hand, 12 out of 20 from inside the arc. On the board battle, 14-11. Mountain Union with a slight edge. Gurley with it outside. Studer will pick him up. Lorich gets it inside to Parker, and they're going to call a foul on Parker.
Yeah, Parker used his forearm a little bit there. Hansen did a great job, three-quartered and fronting him, kind of pushing him off the block. So Mount Union reversed it and tried to get a high-low from the other angle. And they had it, but Parker just was too physical with that forearm.
Christian Parker, boy, he's the strong player, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is. See how they're pushing Hansen off the block? Great cut.
Nice move inside. And Cunningham with a bucket.
If Mount Union's going to pressure the basketball, then you set them up on the top of the court and you capture the basket, and that's exactly what Jotty did there.
Inside, nice defensive play by Hansen. Hudson snuck inside, but the shot blocked by Hansen. And Ohio Northern has a chance to cut into this Mount Union 6-point lead.
Real smart, and it's by design that Ohio Northern's kind of capturing the low part of the court by setting up on the high court.
Reese with the basketball. Back over to Cunningham. Hansen now with it. Carter Reese to his left. Hansen into the lane. Shot blocked by Lorich. Ball goes to the floor. Cunningham will pick it up. There's the feed to Michael. Shot doesn't go. Cunningham tried to tip it in, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, and Ohio Northern will keep it.
Yeah. Just a little higher finish off the glass for Blake Michael. That would have been a basket, but again, he's relentless on the offensive boards. He got his team for some second chance points.
Toss into Hansen, back out front to Blake Michael. There's the three by Reese. A little bit too strong. Cunningham.
No block out by Parker.
Baseline. Shot no good. Lorich had it. Cunningham somehow gets it.
Doing a great job crashing the boards.
Reese. Cunningham. No good. And Parker. It's going to be a foul on Ohio Northern on Cunningham.
Mount Union's going to have to start getting a body on somebody because Ohio Northern's coming hard to the offensive boards.
Mount Union had that nice lead, Rich, and they weren't able to kind of stretch it out.
Yeah.
because Ohio Northern's
playing really hard.
They're playing hard, and they're here to stay. I have a feeling. Inside Lorich, ball goes up.
That high-low. Mount Union's trying to get that high-low. Good defense. Will Miller does a great job bodying him up as he tried to get to the basket. Put a nice body on him, kept his hands straight up. Great job. Great defensive effort there.
6-point lead. Ohio Northern once again will have a chance to cut into Mount Union's advantage. Studer back over to the left side, and Will Miller. Miller will bring it back out. Now Studer has it. Carter Reese back out front. Miller for three. A little bit short. Blake Michael had it, but I think it might have went off of Mount Union. Lorich.
Once again, a great job by Blake Michael by, crashing that offensive glass.
2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the first half. Kind of reminds me of last year's second meeting between these two teams, as Ohio Northern did not go away in that one either and took them right down to the wire. Mount Union eventually won by 7, but it was a very tight game.
That was a great design. Will Miller came off a staggered, and it was a good body control drive. Nice lob.
Hansen. He's got 6. Mount Union's lead is now 4. Corey Hudson. Here comes Parker. He goes inside. Shot no good. Miller with a rebound. Lorich on him. Here comes Parker. Miller trying to straighten it out. Minute 45 to go in the half. Hansen. There's a backcourt foul.
Yeah, I think for Mount Union, Parker tried to just do a little too much. He's getting a little frustrated, and he tried to do a little too much, but Ohio Northern's playing really good defense. Hansen did a great job on him.
That's Parker's second, so Dante Collier will come back into the game for Mount Union as Parker goes to the bench. That's a big foul.
Yeah.
Cunningham. Reese cuts to the basket. Miller goes to the right side. Miller will get it. Cunningham floats inside. Hansen out top. Miller to Hansen. He'll shoot the three. Got it.
Yeah, Mount Union sunk down with Hansen's man, the double Will Miller, and it was a great kick out.
Hansen's three brings the crowd into this one here at Ohio Northern. Gurley goes inside. Whistle will stop play. Will Miller with the foul. That's his second.
A lot of it with basketball is knowing who you are, knowing who your teammates are, knowing who's guarding you, and knowing who's guarding your teammates. And the more they play together, the more Ohio Northern's going to understand that.
Out front with the basketball is Hudson. Everybody playing off their strengths and weaknesses and how well they play together. Inside move, shot no good. Ball is loose. It's on the floor. Jump ball.
Yep.
Shot violation.
Oh.
So Ohio Northern, shot clock violation, some good defense.
Oh, absolutely.
And now Ohio Northern has an opportunity, Rich.
A lot of bodies on the floor for that loose ball.
26-25, Mount Union. Mike Feuline trying to debate his case here that the ball was in the air, but it's going to Ohio Northern.
They're really denying the inbound pass now.
Turnover, and there's going to be a reach and a foul on Will Miller.
Foul Ohio Northern, number 2, Will Miller. That's his first. Corey Hudson at the line.
So that's going to send Mount Union to the free throw line. Corey Hudson will go to the line. 64% free throw shooter. He'll miss the shot, and Blake Michael will get the rebound. So here we go. Cunningham out front with the basketball. Parker with it on the left side. Miller cuts inside. Back out front to Hansen. Cunningham. Miller's cutting. There comes the pass. He'll fake inside. He's in trouble, and he'll travel.
It was a really good cut. Just shifted the feet a little bit there. Ohio Northern understands Mount Union's pressuring the basketball, so they're doing a really good job of setting them up high and making low cuts.
So Mount Union will have the basketball. 11.4 seconds to go in the half as Corey Hudson brings it up court. Hudson guarded by Cunningham. Collier with a long-range shot. We're going to halftime with a one-point game. Mount Union 26, Ohio Northern 25. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
If you're a veteran, surviving spouse, or a dependent of a veteran, contact Shelby County Veteran Service Commission today. We can help you apply for a wide range of veteran-related benefits that you earned. Shelby County Veteran Service Commission. Veterans helping veterans.
points on hits during the 2000 season and made a record 54 extra points in 1998.
Back here at Ohio Northern, the Polar Bears trail by a point to nationally ranked Mount Union. Let's take a look at those halftime numbers brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems.
Well, some of the stats that are really jumping out at me, Dave, are Ohio Northern's got 8 points on the turnovers, and
you can take a look at the individual stats there, but I think what you're saying, Rich, is you look at those 0 for 3, Ohio Northern or Mount Union from behind the arc. Free throws 2 for 3, 16 rebounds, and Ohio Northern actually has the edge on the boards. Turnovers 10 for Mount Union and 7 for Ohio Northern. 3-pointers for Ohio Northern, 2 out of 16. Nobody shooting very well from behind the arc. But as you look at the stats, what pops off at you?
Well, again, 10-second chance points for Ohio Northern versus 2 from Mount Union. I think that pops out at me a little bit, and once again, they're crashing the boards pretty hard. And really, for the paint touches with a big physical team like Mount Union, only be 4 more points ahead of Ohio Northern. I think that's pretty good. They have 22 points in the paint, and Ohio Northern has 18. But yeah, the 8 off the turnovers too versus 2 with Mount Union points off turnovers. It's the Mount Union team usually is the team that pressures and are getting the points off the turnovers. So that's a great job. I think this whole first half, I think Mount Union came out and maybe got a 12-point lead, and Ohio Northern didn't go away, kept playing hard. And, again, coming down and having to guard and go obviously side to side with the basketball and change the floor. Sometimes teams aren't used to doing that. And right now, the low-scoring game is definitely in favor. This pace is definitely in favor of Ohio Northern at this point.
Yeah, Mount Union had the largest lead of 12 points at the 6:15 mark of the first half, and Ohio Northern. That's a good point. Really, we played most of that second part of the first half Ohio Northern's way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that pace was really important, and then you kind of start to see Mount Union kind of force the issue because they want to go a little faster. And I tell you, on the defensive end, again, Ohio Northern's doing a great job.
And they get the basketball to start the second half and a chance to take the lead here. Blake Michael with the basketball. Reese down low. Hudson on him. Back out top of the key, and Cunningham looks inside, finds Reese. Reese makes the move, left-handed shot, and Ohio Northern has the lead.
Yeah, they really understood what they wanted to get there, and they set a lot of things up, again with the back cut.
So, Mount Union looking at a 1-point deficit. Hudson goes inside, shot doesn't go. Lorich tries to get it, but Jacoby will have it. He's still fighting for the ball. Lorich is going to put it up, and he'll draw the foul. Boy, what a wild exchange there.
That was pretty physical all the way.
So Lorich will go to the free throw line. He is 8 out of 15 on the season, 53% at the free throw line. It's one thing Mount Union has not really done that well this season is shoot free throws. You take a look at all their numbers, and they all look pretty good, like 87.9 points per game looks real good, but not when you only have 26 at halftime.
Yeah. And you're going to get everybody's best shot. I'm trying to figure what they just called there.
I think they called it on Will Miller.
No, Blake Michael.
Or, excuse me, Blake Michael, number 4. That's his second.
As I was saying before, Dave, when they went to the national championship game, they're going to get everybody's best shot. And they're certainly getting out of Ohio Northern right now. Good job. Jacoby's doing a great job.
Outside jumper, no good by Gurley. Rebound.
Gurley will take those. He'll pull those deep jumpers.
Carter Reese with the basketball over to Cunningham. Blake Michael with it. Now Miller. Cunningham out front, over to the left side of Miller. Miller into the lane, open for the jumper, got it. Will Miller out of Ottoville connects.
Again, great job changing the floor, a back cut into a ball screen. Great action.
And a whistle and a foul. Caden Jacoby, that'll be his third foul. Jacoby, a freshman, 6'8" out of Pettisville, picks up foul number 3.
Mount Union last trip down the floor really tried to get a high-low with Gurley.
Parker's shot pops in and out. Rebound comes down to Jacoby. Here comes Miller. He'll get it to Cunningham. Northern, they'll run their offense. Shot clock at 20 seconds. Want to be smart with the basketball. Nice feed inside. Reese for the bucket.
It's a great back cut. Again, it started with a back door and a dribble handoff into a ball screen. Changed the floor really well.
And it's a 5-point Ohio Northern lead. First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Pass inside. That's a turnover. Here comes Reese. Reese over to Cunningham. Cunningham. Top of the key. Parker is on him. Now Reese will have it. He wants to go inside. Parker went for the steal. Cunningham open. Lorich picks him up. He dumps it off to Jacoby. Timeout, Mount Union. Timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. Ohio Northern on a run. Our score, the Polar Bears 33, Mount Union 26. You're watching college basketball on MK Telco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
And the place comes alive, Rich. Really good offensive play by Ohio Northern.
You always talk about trying to win the first 4 minutes win the first 4 minutes of the last part of the first half and win the first 4 minutes of the first part of the second half. And right now, that's what Ohio Northern has done. And they're breaking them down, breaking Mount Union down defensively by continuing to move the basketball.
33-26 our score, 17-18 to play in this one.
Not sure what that was about.
Well, I would hazard it. We had a visit from the official. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess he might think about a replay. I don't know.
I don't know. You say Hayden Hansen is coming. He's come back a lot better. We always talk about don't come back a year older, come back a year better. And he's done a really good job with that. He gained some weight, put on a little bit more weight, and he's done a really good job coming back a year better.
Mount Union with the basketball. They trail by 7. First 3 minutes of this second half has belonged to Ohio Northern.
Trying to get a post touch on Will Miller's.
Inside Lorich. He'll put it off the glass, and finally Mount Union on the board.
Yeah, they tried to gain a little mismatch down there with size with Will.
Cunningham back out front to Blake Michael over to the left side, and Carter Reese. Cunningham is down low.
Great pump fake by Blake Michael. Kind of got Parker off his feet. Good curl cut.
Comes Cunningham. He'll bring it back out. Shot clock at 5 seconds. Carter Reese. Boy, you can't time it much better than that.
Now those shots are falling.
In the first half, they did not.
No, and they were getting them. And again, you have to come down and you have to guard into the shot clock that long. That's
Hansen with the defensive block.
That's something a lot of teams aren't used to.
That's Reese's first three-pointer after 4 misses. Hansen Boy, Parker is just, he's not in it. Boy, he's just upset. He fouled.
Yeah.
That's a foul.
He almost got 4. If he hit all 3 of these, he almost got a 4-point put. You know, that was going to go in.
So Hansen will go to the line. Parker definitely upset, but Hansen will shoot 3 free throws, and he'll connect.
You know, we were talking about earlier the one loss was Wilmington by Mount Union. You know, in this league, you got to come to play every game. One year we were 14-4 and we were leading the league, and we got beat by a team that was last in the league. And I remember one of my players saying in the locker room after the game, you know, we just got beat by the worst team in the league. And when we got back home, we talked about that a little bit, about what's your approach. You cannot approach games in the OAC by thinking someone's last in the league, first in the league, second in the league. If you go in there with that approach, you're in trouble.
Yeah, it's very competitive in the OAC, especially when you have to go on the road. Ohio Northern's lead is at 11 points. Let's see what Mount Union does here. Polar Bears have been in control this entire second half. They started coming along, like you said, in the last 4 minutes of that first half, and there's a key bucket by Colin Gurley.
Yeah, and they're trying to seal Will Miller down on the block and get a post touchdown there. And they tried to do it with Parker and Gurley the moment before, and Gurley pulled that long one and missed it. This time he hit it.
Carter Reese with it out front, back over to Blake Michael. Reese. Newsom goes off his feet.
Good flare cut by Carter Reese. Good pump fake, got him off his feet.
Cunningham's shot no good. Blake Michael had a hand on it, but the rebound's going to come down to Dante Collier.
Yeah, Coach Fuline's really upset there. He wants him to go. He just yelled, go.
Out front, Hudson. Shot Gurley. There it is. Second 3. Timeout, Ohio Northern. Colin Gurley. Warming up. It's a full timeout, so we'll take a break in the action. Our score, Ohio Northern 39, Mount Union 34. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
The Hometown Opportunity Platform is exceptional.
It is focused, laser focused on the careers in our 4-county region.
100% of the time we go to Hometown Opportunity. We've had great success from a handful of applications when we need them, as well as a recent one where we had 67 applicants.
Honestly, it's a competitive advantage.
The hometown experience has been everything I could have dreamed of and more.
Gurley knocks home a couple of threes here, and it brings Mount Union back to within 5 points. Our timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. And you take a look at some numbers here in tonight's game. Mount Union 15 out of 31 from the field, 48%. Ohio Northern 16 out of 42 for 38%. Ohio Northern also hit some threes here in the second half, only 3 out of 17. But Mount Union, the first 2 threes have come here in just the last minute or so.
Yeah.
They're 2 out of 7.
And they're kind of set up with trying to post up and inside and getting an inside out kind of look. But first time it was with Parker, and then the last few times they were trying to post up Will Miller. Looks like a 2-2-1 press, and they cover the middle with the last corner guy.
Mason Studer into the lineup.
They may start picking up with a little more pressure.
As well as Carson Conley. He's got the ball in the wing. Back over to Reese. Shot clock at 5. Miller, he'll have to take it. Shot just short, out of bounds it goes, and Mount Union will have it.
Yeah, Mount Union's going to now try to maybe pick up a little bit full court. They came out in a 2-2-1 kind of press right there. Something's going to be open, though. If it's not the middle, it's going to be one of the sides. Just got to have some patience and reverse the basketball.
Hudson Farrington for three, shot no good. Reese will grab the rebound. Studer to the right. Studer will pick it up. He'll pull it back up and come back out and find Miller, who works the baseline. He'll get it back out. Reese is open. Not this time.
It was a good drive and a kick, though, by Will Miller.
Gurley with the rebound as Hudson brings it up court. Tries to work in the lane against Hansen. 15-footer is good. And Mount Union starting to find the magic.
And you see what we said in the beginning of the game. It's just not going to be, there's going to be one pass, maybe two.
Inside Reese, there's the foul by Newsom. Daryl Newsom with the foul. 6'3" graduate student out of Twinsburg. Reese will catch a breather for Ohio Northern. Full timeout on the floor. 13:31 to go in this one. Ohio Northern 39, Mount Union 36. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
Back here at Ohio Northern, Dave Helmstetter and Rich Bensman on the call. From Ohio Northern up by 3. They had extended that lead to, 11? Of course, Mount Union had the 12-point first half lead. So, as we talked about it, life on the road in the OAC can be challenging even if you're nationally ranked.
Oh, absolutely. And you know that, I mean, from top to bottom. Wilmington came in and they were 9th. I think they were picked 9th this year. And you just can't go anywhere in any game. And they did that on the road, actually. They beat Mount Union. So, again, you got to throw those rankings out. You got to throw those records out. And you got to be ready to play. And right now, Ohio Northern came out and did a great job the first 4 minutes of the second half. Hopefully we can keep that pace.
Ohio Northern will have the basketball. They'll inbound it to Will Miller. Miller goes to the baseline, back out front to Conley. Shot for 3, pops in and out. Rebound comes back to the Polar Bears. Hansen off the glass. Hayden Hansen is going to go for another 3-point play for Hansen. I tell you, Hayden Hansen's having a heck of a contest.
I'll tell you, who created that and started that was Will Miller. He kind of makes him go. And he started it with that little hesitation drive he has and on the closeout of Mount Union. And again, he's very deceptively, he's got a great first step offensively off the bounce.
Free throw a little bit short, but the rebound is up by Carson Conley. And Ohio Northern's lead jumps back to 7. What a play by Carson Conley.
Yeah, no, he'll do a great job of doing a lot of the little things in the game of basketball. And I think he and Blake Michael as guards can really rebound the basketball.
Ball tipped out of bounds. Cunningham on the defense. Just looking at Hansen's numbers, 5 out of 7 from the field. 1 for 1 from behind the arc. 3 out of 4 at the line. 5 rebounds. And in 17 minutes of play, he has had 14 points. Inbounds pass, Lorich to the baseline is.
Thought maybe he stepped out of bounds there, but
Graham took to the baseline. Foul is against Ohio Northern.
It's going to be a play for Gurley. He set the first screen and got the second one. He's going to try to go to work.
Long range jumper, no good from the corner. And Conley with a rebound.
Yep. 2 perimeter players for Ohio Northern that do a great job on rebounding the basketball. I think are Carson Conley and Blake Michael.
12:44 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Ohio Northern with a 7-point lead. And we could have an upset in the making. 12:40 to go in this one.
Here comes that 2-2-1. Now they're covering the middle with the opposite guard. Good patience by Ohio Northern, taking it side to side and not rushing the issue.
Hansen with the basketball. Lorick is guarding him. He takes it inside, cut off there by Lorick. He'll try and make that move inside, still working at it. Shot just off target. Lorick will get the rebound.
The other part of a 2-2-1 press is trying to get a team to take a quick shot after you get done. And Northern did a pretty good job.
Foul will go against Conley. That will be his first. That's Ohio Northern's fifth, as Marcus Steele will inbound it for Mount Union. Ohio Northern University coach Neil Young trying to plead his case, and the official walks to the other side and gets to listen to the Mount Union coach, Mike Feuline.
Doing a great job right now and trying to not let Gurley get his hands on the ball. There's a kick out.
Steele open for three. Shot doesn't go. Lorich is going to get the rebound. He's the second leading rebounder so far this season in the OAC. Graham is going to be knocked out of bounds by Conley.
Mount Union's trying to drive that baseline and then create a shot for a kick out in the corner.
Hansen and Michael go out, and they get a big ovation.
And there it is. They like to screen the screener. Gurley sets that first screen and gets that second one. They did a great job. Ohio did a great job fighting through that.
Gurley will shoot the three, and there it is. I'll tell you, Colin Gurley, he's a shooter, isn't he? A couple of tough threes without his efforts.
Here's that 2-2-1. They want to speed Ohio Northern up now. That's what Mountain Union wants to do. Get this in a pace that they want to play at.
Cunningham looks inside Reese. Carter Reese moves to his right. Back out front, it comes to Mason Studer. Will Miller will come back into the Ohio Northern game here, the next dead ball. Studer moved his pivot foot. And Mount Union trying to cut further into this Ohio Northern lead.
Yeah, I mean, Mount Union's coming out in a 2-2-1. They want to speed this game up.
Marcus Steele, he'll walk it up the court. 6'1" junior out of Salam. Lorich, ball goes out of bounds, off of Gurley's hands. Gurley a little frustrated with himself on that one.
Yeah, they got that little high seal at the elbow, and then they wanted to try to get something on the opposite side of the floor.
Cunningham. Reese runs his cut back up front, top of the key, and Jacoby back into the lineup. He has three. Miller into the lane, and it's going to go off of Miller, so that's Ohio Northern turnover. Ohio Northern, that's only 9 turnovers for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of value in the basketball. That was, I think, one of the keys.
Got a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. So we will keep it right here and remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. Replays of this college basketball action on NK Telco cable or NKT.TV app, channel 160, Thursday at 6 p.m. Channel 3 and/or 503, December 23rd at 6 p.m. and Christmas Day at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Timeout on the floor with 10:31 to play in this one. Mountain Union with the basketball and a 4-point lead.
I think Ohio Northern's got to be careful not to get, sped up here in this game, because that's what Mount Union's trying to create right now.
Dante Collier in the lineup. Shot no good there by Steele. There's the feed inside to Steele from out front. That's going to go out of bounds.
Great job by Will Miller to get a hustle in and get a touch on that block. That was going to be an easy bucket for Mount Union.
Inbounds piece, Marcus Steele tosses it in. Gurley off the glass, and he'll score.
Here we got, it's a 2-2-1. They're going to cut middle that time. Something's going to be open, Dave. It's either going to be the middle, reverse it, or one of the sides.
Cunningham, he'll go into the middle. Off the glass, and he'll score. Cunningham's got 8 points. 4-point lead, Ohio Northern.
That was a big, strong move for a freshman.
Steele loses it out of bounds. Marcus Steele might be hurt, might have got a finger there to the eye. And he's a little slow moving as they'll.
Coach Fewlines giving the official a little bit of, he thinks he might have gotten hit on that drive and that layup.
Offering his viewpoint. Cunningham finds Miller. All the way back over inside, puts it up and in.
Great pump
Michael.
Great pump fake.
6-point Ohio Northern.
They went up hard after that one. Was a great pump fake.
Everybody in the air on Michael's bucket. Steele with it. Hudson and Parker will both come back into the lineup. Gurley's going to try to create on his own. Gurley's shot no good. Lorridge takes it inside, no good. Gurley had his hands on it. And Reese will toss it back in.
Great job.
To Blake Michael, and Cunningham has it. Fast break, Hansen off the glass, he'll draw the foul. Dante Collier with the foul.
Just great hustle. Great hustle for that ball. One out of bounds. Good seeing the floor when we got possession of it. It was a great job for Ohio Northern.
6-point lead, and Jacoby will step to the line. Caden Jacoby, 6'8" freshman. Free throw pops in and out. 9 on 17 on the season for Jacoby.
Parker coming back in the game for Mount Union.
Also Corey Hudson. There's 2 starters that sat quite a few minutes there. Richard, a little bit of foul trouble.
Yeah, he sat a little bit first half too.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound to Newsom. Of course, really, he only has 2 fouls, so that's not a bad situation. They'll make that 3. He does have 3 as they switched on the scoreboard. He has 3 fouls.
Gurley's trying to post up.
Let's see who the foul is on. That will go on Will Miller. That's his second.
Yeah. Got the backside rebound on a long 3. Charles Barkley used to always say that. He used to always talk about backsiding rebounding, and Gurley got it that time. It came off the backside.
Colin Gurley at the free throw line.
It looked like Mount Union wants to post him up a little bit.
He'll connect. He's about a 75% free throw shooter. He's got 14 points, too, to lead Mount Union. Second free throw, nothing but net. High Northern lead now at 4 points.
Taking that press off, Mount Union took off the 2-2-1. Ohio Northern just needs to The clock is on their side. They just need to continue to do what they do well, is run that motion offense.
Cunningham back over to Reese. Reese looking for that shot inside. Tries the reverse. Blocked by Collier. Up court, the pass is going to go right back into the hands of Parker as Blake Michael hustling, trying to get the ball back in play, and it ends up right into Parker's hands.
He was going to time a block on that, I believe. And
Cunningham goes inside. Shot not this time. Newsom with a rebound. Getting physical.
Yeah, this is the OAC basketball game.
Hudson loses it. Going to be a foul on the backside, and that's going to go to Carter Reese. Full timeout. 7:24. Ohio Northern. Our score: Ohio Northern 47, Mount Union 45. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
All timeouts this season brought to you by Precision Strip. 7:24 on the clock. Northern University coach Neil Young takes the timeout. Had a 6-point lead. Mount Union scored the last couple of possessions, cut it to 2 points. This is a tight one, Rich.
Yeah, it's a great game. Ohio Northern, when you're keeping this game in a low-scoring affair, that's just exactly what they wanted to do. So I think the pace has been all Ohio Northern's control at this juncture of the game.
And you take a look at some of the statistics. Mount Union 19 out of 42 from the field for 45%. Ohio Northern 20 out of 52 for 39% from behind the arc. Mount Union 3 out of 13. Ohio Northern only 3 out of 20. And both teams free throw shooting. Mount Union 4 out of 7. Ohio Northern 4 out of 8. Board battle. We are dead even at 29. And it's a 2-point difference. Hudson shooting the 1-and-1. He's a 64% free throw shooter. And he'll connect. This free throw can tie it up.
See what Mount Union's going to do with, I think they've called off that 2-2-1 press.
Rims out. Ohio Northern will get the basketball. 1-point game. 7:22 to go on that First National Bank Think First scoreboard.
It was a great job keeping Parker off the boards.
Mason Studer with the basketball. Miller in the wing. Reese comes out from the other side. Blake Michael gets it to Reese. Reese, Hansen. Hansen to the left side. Miller now with it. Inside goes Will. Short jumper. Drops home. Will Miller, only his second basket, but a very important one.
Absolutely at this stage of the game. Very good body control to finish that drive.
Ohio Northern's lead is at 3 points.
They're going to try to seal Gurley. Try to get a post seal with Colin Gurley there. They did a great job. Ohio Northern did a great job.
Parker ties it up with the 3. Timeout taken by Mount Union.
We did a great job of trying to take away Gurley, but now you get a 3-point play out of it because of good kick out by Gurley. Gurley could have tried to do it all there.
That'll be a full timeout. So 6:37, we'll take a break. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Christian Parker connects with 6:39 to go on the big three, and we're deadlocked.
Yeah, that was actually, an unselfish and a good play by Colin Gurley. He's big and strong down there on the block against a wing player, but he felt the presence of Ohio Northern, and he got a kick out.
Timeouts all brought to you by Precision Strip. 6:37 to go. Mount Union looking to pick up their 7th win. Ohio Northern trying to even their record at 4-4 overall and post what would be a very impressive OAC win. They're 0-2 so far. Michael and Studer in the backcourt. Studer will bring it up. He's going to look at Corey Hudson.
Running some screens off the high post.
Studer off the glass. Shot doesn't go. Parker with a rebound. Races up court.
Good
Miller
job.
with a steal. One of the leaders in the OAC in steals. He'll dish it off to Reese. And Ohio Northern has a 2-point lead. What a big steal by Will Miller.
He knew that they were pressing the issue and they wanted to go quick and get a quick one, and it was great timing. See, they're trying to seal Colin Gurley.
Gurley ties it up.
That's this kind of stuff that he's capable of doing. It was a great steal by Will Miller, though.
Studer. Hudson on him. Reese runs the one cut. It goes to the left side.
Yep, a little staggered screen for Reese. Good, go into a ball screen. Will's wide open.
There's Miller. Count it. We've had 3 big plays in the last 30 seconds to a minute for Ohio Northern, all by Will Miller.
I think Will's is the catalyst that kind of makes them go a little bit. They're going to try to, again, here we go, going to try to seal Colin Gurley down. Got to make sure we don't have any head turners and we don't get a Laker cut.
Parker, a 3. He'll tie it right back up. Two teams are just warming up. Coming up on that 5-minute mark on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. Studer back over to Miller, right side. Blake Michael. Studer. Reese cuts behind, but Newsom's on him. Miller thinks about it. There's a Studer 3-point attempt. No good, and Newsom will get the rebound. Hudson, he'll slow it down and bring it across the timeline.
He's going to run out of that same and try to get it to the side of the floor and post him.
Foul is going to be on Hayden Hansen. Ohio Northern's 7th foul.
He just crossed over and took that drive, but they were going to the left side of the floor, and Colin was coming over to the block, and they were going to try to get that same relationship with that post touch.
Hudson at the line. He'll connect.
Back against the Bears. Number 5, Carson Conley. Number 34, Caden Jacoby.
Cunningham, Jacoby, and Carson Conley all come into the lineup.
Get some fresh legs here for Ohio Northern.
Ohio Northern has a good rotation going so far here.
Yeah,
especially in the second half.
Kind of settled down into a little bit this year, kind of trying to figure who was who, and they're doing a great job. I think they got a good
Boy, and you think back to the first couple minutes of this game, Ohio Northern's just an entirely different team.
They're very confident. The first few minutes of this game, they could tell there was a little nerves. They've done a great job.
Turnaround, Miller, shot doesn't go, tipped by Jacoby, but Christian Parker will grab that ball. Gurley is going to go Down low.
Yep, they're going to try to seal him. They got a little high-low. They'll get him low. Good job with Carson Conley on help defense. He's gonna muddy that up a little bit for him.
Goes over the corner to Newsom. Goes to the baseline. Miller tries to get over. Shot off target. Cunningham with the rebound. Conley, Studer into the lane. Shot doesn't go. Cunningham right in the right spot and puts it up and in.
Good rebound.
Cunningham has 10. And we are tied at 56.
A little flat screen there. Wow. That may have taken away an opportunity for Mountain Union. Might have gotten that lob. They had a little flat screen with Newsom, I believe. Or no, maybe it was Parker. Yeah.
That's Jacoby's fourth.
On those flat screens, you got to decide which way you want to force. You want to force it. Sometimes we used to always say on those flat screens, you force it towards the benches.
At the free throw line, Christian Parker.
Back into the air, number 4, Blake Michael.
Comes into today's game only a 50% free throw shooter, but he's not had a problem there tonight. The second one, he's 2 for 2. He's got 18 points.
Little dribble weave up the top with the perimeter players into a ball screen.
Cunningham out front. Blake Michael back over to Cunningham. Northern down by 2. Shot clock at 10. There's the pass inside, and Dante Collier.
That was a great slip screen by Carter Reese. He set a screen, he slipped it to the basket, and he got a little bit of a block with Ohio Northern, or with Mount Union there. They started that whole action with a little dribble weave with the wings into a high ball screen with a post. Just to get the Mount Union players, guarding side to side a little bit.
3-point shot. Cunningham hits the side of the backboard. Mount Union with the basketball. Gurley
going to the basket.
Foul occurs early. 9th foul on Ohio Northern.
Ohio Northern, number 2,
They'll shoot a 1-and-1. Or shoot 2, excuse me. That makes it 10 fouls. Ohio Northern will take the timeout. All timeouts brought to you by Precision Strip. That's a full timeout. Our score, Mount Union 58, Ohio Northern 56. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports. Back here at Ohio Northern, Polar Bears trail by 2. Mount Union goes to the line. Big free throws coming up here.
Yeah. Just a couple of bounces, I think, didn't go Ohio Northern's way in the last couple series.
58-56 our score. Mount Union with the lead with 2 minutes and 46 seconds to play in this one. Mount Union, of course, comes in nationally ranked. I think the last poll was number 11. They were in the preseason. They were, I believe, 5th. And one of the co-favorites with John Carroll, which Ohio Northern going through the gauntlet here in the early season against John Carroll and Mount Union with the young squads. So obviously today making some pretty good progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Colin Gurley has been a very effective player for Mount Union, and he'll connect. He's another preseason All-American. He's got 18 points. for Mount Union. He'll try and make it 19 and extend that lead to 4 points. He connects. 2:46 to go. Cunningham.
Kind of a little curl cut by Will Miller into a fake handoff. Good job.
Carter Reese back out to Blake Michael. And it goes inside to Reese, and Newsom will be guilty of the foul.
That was a great job. They're really setting up Carter Reese to drive an open post.
Cunningham will inbound it. He tosses it into Blake Michael. Michael will get it back out to Carter Reese. They'll move it around to the left side to Cunningham.
A lot of cuts off of the post. On the high post.
Shot clock at 10.
Oh.
There's Cunningham. Now we're at 5. Cunningham puts it up. No good. Rebound Jacoby. Back out to Miller. The 3 from Reese. About as big as you get.
Yeah. Great job of, though, getting that tip. Jacoby getting on the boards and getting that tip out. Again, Mount Union probably needed to put a little bit bigger of a body on him.
Reese with a big afternoon, 18 points. It's a 1-point Mount Union lead.
It's
inside for Newsom. It's going to go out of bounds. Boy, you heard the bench say, don't force it.
Yep.
Though that play looked like it was there.
Yeah, it did.
And for the Bears, number 20, Hanson.
Hanson will come back in as Jacoby with 4 fouls will go to the bench. 1:38 to go. Crunch time, Rich.
Yeah, great job with Jacoby and Hanson kind of working in and out of the games together.
Cunningham with the basketball.
Curl cut there by Carter Reese.
They'll bring it back out to Cunningham. Miller will take it. A little bit too strong. Ball up in the air. And guess who? Miller will come down with it.
Yep. Now the last couple series, the bounces have gone Ohio Northern's way.
Shot clock is at 10 seconds.
1 minute remaining.
Reese has got a...
We're under a minute. Miller. Shot no good. Blake Jacoby trying to get over the back.
That was
a
better block out by Newsom. If Newsom doesn't get a body on him, I can guarantee you, Blake Michael's going to get that offensive rebound.
Got a break in the action. 44 seconds remain. Mount Union with the basketball. We'll take a break. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
One-point Mount Union lead, and they have the basketball.
So they got Gurley in the corner, so that could be just to make sure you stretch the defense because no one can leave him.
Hudson will have the basketball out front.
That's exactly what that is. Gurley's going to try to get a back screen, and he's going to receive one.
Parker tied up inside, and Hanson with foul.
Ohio Northern, number 20, Hayden Hanson.
That's Hansen's 5th, so he'll go out.
But, you know, Dave, there was no backing down with Hansen, you know, in this game. He did a great job of maintaining physicality and matching the physicality of Mount Union.
That was necessary. Hansen goes out with 14 points, 5 rebounds. Excellent performance by Hayden Hansen, the sophomore out of Cedarville. Parker connects on the free throw.
Okay, now Justin Chapman comes in the game. He can shoot the 3.
Chapman will see, that's his first action, isn't it?
It is.
Freshman comes in.
They know it too. They're talking about it.
Second free throw, no good. Chapman with the rebound. Justin Chapman out of Lehman in Sydney. There'll be a timeout. 28.6 seconds.
Great job of keeping them off the offensive boards.
We'll just keep this one here. It's a full timeout, but let's talk about our sponsors. First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco. Additional sponsors for tonight's broadcast: Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwedeman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Securicom, Bud's Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. You can see replays of tonight's game on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app, Channel 160, Thursday at 6 p.m., Channels 3 and or 503 on December 23rd at 6 p.m., and also on December 25th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And now the strategy shifts to Ohio Northern.
Yeah, but I will tell you, I think that was a great block out with Ohio Northern there on that free throw. If he was trying to get that tip, a lot of players now just jump up and try to get that tip. If we talked about crash and slide in front or hit and spin. If he had a spun, he might have gotten the inside, but Ohio Northern did a great job blocking out on that missed free throw.
Good solid fundamentals by Ohio Northern puts them in a position to either send this into overtime or even perhaps win it. Cunningham with the basketball. About a 1.5 difference on the shot clock.
Yeah, there's a staggered for Reese with back door off the staggered. Back to Cunningham.
Cunningham with it. He'll get it back out to Reese. Reese looking for Cunningham, and there's the steal by Parker. And the foul will go against number 21. That's Cunningham. That'll be his 3rd, but it'll more importantly, it puts Christian Parker back on the free throw line. And with 7.3 seconds, an opportunity to give Mount Union a 4-point lead. Let's see what happens.
Missed it, left it short.
So Parker, as we said, only about a 50% free throw shooter coming into tonight's game, or this afternoon's contest. 15 out of 30.
Got to block Newsom out if we got a miss here. Chapman's coming back in the ball game.
Chapman will come back in as Jacoby. I think he has 4 fouls as well. Parker at the line. Free throw.
It's short again, but he got the roll.
3-point game.
Here we go.
Here we go. Cunningham puts the 3 up. Shot no good. Tough loss for Ohio Northern. 3-point shot off target with just a second or so on the clock, and Mount Union survives as they go to 7-1 overall and 2-1 in league play. Ohio Northern falls to 3-5 and 0-3 conference, but what a battle. 3-point win for Mount Union. We'll come back, take a look at our stats, talk a little bit more about this one. Our final score, Mount Union 62, Ohio Northern 59. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Hometown Opportunity serves Mercer County, Auglaize County, Darke County, and Shelby County.
The website as a whole is pretty user-friendly. I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me in the area.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
We know that our local candidates, a lot of times, are our most successful candidates because they want to come here and stay.
It's become the go-to site for anybody looking for a job in the region.
Households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get NK Telco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NK-TELCO today.
Tough loss for Ohio Northern here today. The Polar Bears take Mount Union right down to the wire, and Mount Union comes away with a 62-59 victory. But for the young Ohio Northern Polar Bears, it definitely was a positive.
Yeah, well, you know, hopefully that's a confidence booster for them. And you could see in the beginning of this game with how they were breathing, and just you could see the nerves. And I'll tell you, once they settled in, they played a great game. And I think, you know, this league's tough from top to bottom, the OAC is. You got to come in every night and play. And, you know, well coached in this league. The coaches are great coaches in this league. You got to, you know, really coach them up. And I thought the pace of this game went the way I think Coach Young would have wanted the pace to be. You know, Coach Schuberlein wanted this to be an 89-90, you know, affair as far as point goes. And this is kind of the pace went Ohio Northern's way. And they did a great job of dictating the pace. And again, great rotation with the rotation that they had. Neither of the bigs backed down. They both were very physical on Mount Union's bigs. And this has got to be nothing but a confidence booster.
And there, take a look at the numbers for Mount Union. 22 out of 46 from the field. From behind the arc, 5 out of 15 at the free throw line, 13 out of 19. Board battle, Ohio Northern took that, 36-35. Mount Union had 15 turnovers. Ohio Northern played a great floor game, only 10 turnovers. From the field, the Polar Bears, 25 out of 67, 5 out of 27 from behind the arc, and 4 out of 8 at the free throw line. And boy, it just came down to a couple of plays here and there at the end of this one. Like we said, Mount Union, NCAA Division III runner-ups a year ago, with a good, almost the entire cast back.
Correct.
Nationally ranked, and Ohio Northern with one of the youngest teams that probably in Division III and probably in the history of the program, with lots of freshmen seeing time. But they played very, very well. Bounced back from that 12-point deficit in the first half, had a second-half lead of 11 points, and then in the final few minutes, it was just possession by possession.
Yeah, and you know what? Ohio Northern guarded really well as well. I mean, they didn't back down, and with the strength and the physicality of Mount Union. And I was very impressed with that. You know, last year they held teams down with allowing the fewest points in the OAC with like 69.9. And part of that, again, is the flip side of that is offensively, they're going to come down and they're going to shorten the game by running, changing the floor, going side to side, and, running a lot of motion. And so that can also contribute to allowing teams to, 69.9 points a game. So, again, that was, they offensively, they're really going to start to settle in and find their rhythm, I think.
Let's take a look at just a little bit of individual statistics before we wrap it up here from Ohio Northern. Mount Union, as we said, goes to 7-1 on the season. Christian Parker led the Purple Raiders with 20 points, 7 out of 10 from the field, 2 out of 3 from behind the arc. Colin Gurley had 19 points, 6 out of 9 from the field, 3 out of 6 from behind the arc, and also hit all 4 of his free throws. Those were the 2 players in double figures. Corey Hudson chipped in with 7 points for the Purple Raiders. Ohio Northern, on the other hand, they were led by a freshman. Carter Reese had 18 points on 8 out of 15 from the field, 2 out of 7 from behind the arc. And Hayden Hansen, 14 points, 5 out of 8 from the field, 1 out of 1, hit his 3-point attempt, and 3 out of 4 at the line. Cunningham also in double figures with 10 points, 5 out of 14 from the field. Leading rebounder, Cunningham had 5, and Hansen had 5 for Mount Union. They were led by Christian Parker with 7 rebounds. So, but a good performance. And one thing, we talked about Will Miller. He had 7 points, but he seemed like all 7 of those came just at a critical point in time for Ohio Northern in that second half.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, he probably had more than that because he contributed to the other guys scoring the basketball as well. He does a great job of creating and getting other people involved in the scoring.
That's going to do it for us from Ohio Northern. Today's game brought to you by First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Precision Strip, Winners Meats, Grand Lake Health Systems, and NK Telco, our scoreboard sponsor. Brought to you by First National Bank, our timeout sponsor. Precision Strip, our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza, and our post-game wrap that you just heard, all brought to you by Grand Lake Health Systems. Additional sponsors for today's broadcast: Carriage Works, Chiltech LLC, Cy Schwederman, Dickman Supply, Elmwood Assisted Care, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, SecureCom, Butts Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Crown Equipment Corporation, Shelby County Veteran Services, St. Henry Bank, and WCSM Radio. I'd like to remind you that today's game will be replayed on NK Telco Cable or the NKT.TV app, Channel 160, Thursday at 6 p.m., Channel 3 and 503, December 23rd at 6 p.m., and December 25th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'd like to thank everyone responsible for putting together today's game. Austin Ombergy, and on the camera, Mark Fissel. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me this afternoon, Rich Bensman. You have been watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.